how does the universe show you that you're on the right track? I'm Christy Forsyth, a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with angelic energy. I help people all the time to connect with their intuition, to connect with the energy, and to understand the way that this magical world around us works. So it's really important that we're paying attention, that we are noticing the ways that the universe is showing us that we're on the right track and even on the wrong track, because we're constantly being guided, we're constantly being shown the way. I think a lot of people expect that the way that we're being guided with this stuff is that it is going to knock us over the head. And in my experience, that just isn't the way that it works. In my experience, more typically, our intuitive connection and the way that we receive signs and synchronicities is much more subtle. So you have to be paying attention. This is absolutely key in recognizing when you're being shown that you're on the right track. So the first way that the universe shows us that we're on the right track is to pay attention to your first response. So to go within and to pay attention to your first response to something. Maybe you're making a decision and you're tuning in. How does that feel? How did I feel when I was making that decision? How does it feel when I'm moving forward with this? Do I feel supported with this? Do I feel like I'm operating from my knowing? And that can be really tricky. It's a subtle energy, but if you tune in, if you're listening and paying attention to that, that is going to show you. Now, I think it's really important to point out that a lot of times we will immediately have that knowing and that awareness that absolutely I'm making the right decision here. And then pretty quickly that fear will kick in, and that fear will tell you all kinds of bullshit. It'll tell you all kinds of things that will help to pull you off track, that will help to pull you back into your comfort zone, that will help to pull you back into the familiar, because your ego, that fear, likes to keep you in that place of your comfort zone or what is familiar to you. So especially if you're stretching yourself, if you're doing something that's really outside of the way that you have typically done things, that fear response is going to come in and it's going to confuse you. So what I want you to do is to pay attention to the way you felt initially, that first response, that first feeling, that first sense of knowing how it felt when you began to take steps in that direction or were thinking about taking steps in that direction. The next sign is repeating numbers. Repeating numbers, a lot of people call them angel numbers. That's what I call them. These are typically, very specifically, signs from the angels. So different angel numbers or different repeating numbers mean different things. And I have all kinds of videos where I cover the different meanings of the angel numbers. I'll make sure that I link those below. But they all have different meanings. But specifically, whenever I'm seeing 1111 or 222, those are my yes numbers. Those are my indicators from the universe, from the angels, that I'm absolutely on the right track, or what I'm thinking about is right, or the right decision for me. And that really helps me in terms of making decisions that are supported by the universe. Number 3 is sound confirmations. So we're paying attention. Are you getting the idea? We're paying attention to our senses. So sound confirmation. So let's say, for example, that you're talking about something with a friend, you're thinking about making a change, or you're thinking about doing something, and all of a sudden, when you say some idea or some step you should take, there's some kind of a sound confirmation. This might be a ringtone on your phone. This might be an ambulance driving by. This might be just a loud sound. Something falls and it makes a loud sound. So those types of things can be sound confirmations for whatever it is that you were thinking about or talking about at the moment. Another kind of sound response that I like to pay attention to is if I'm hearing a yes off in the distance. That'll happen for me so often. So let's say that I'm at a restaurant, I'm having a conversation about something that I'm thinking about doing, and I hear somebody at the next table say, yes, you didn't hear that by mistake. You're being led, you're being shown. Or somebody says something to you, or you hear it in the peripheral that is supporting that very thing that you're talking about or that very thing that you're thinking about. Definitely pay attention to that. Number 4 is that yes feeling in your body. We all have a yes feeling. For me, that feels like my heart is opening, my heart is buzzing, my heart is exploding, but exploding in a good way, I guess. It's exploding with a feeling of love. It's just this sensation, and I've learned to recognize that. For other people, that's like this knowing in their gut, this feeling in their gut. For other people, that's just like, it's like a pop in their mind or something like that. So paying attention to when something is a yes for you, what does that feel like in your body? Because we want to use the body as an intuitive tool. So noticing that and paying attention to that as you learn how to work with that, and as you learn how your body responds to certain things intuitively, that's going to tell you a lot about whether it's confirmation or whether it's a no, right? Because we also have a no feeling in the body. So pay attention to those no feelings. A lot of times that'll feel like ick or gross or off. It doesn't feel as open or good or positive. So noticing the body, noticing specifically where you're getting that yes and where you're getting that no, that's going to tell you a lot. Number 5 is the things that you see. A lot of times I call these winks from God. So these will be things that will be put on your path that are just that further confirmation. It might be a feather on your path. Angels are kind of my thing. So definitely feathers will show up in my experience when I am getting a yes for whatever it is that I'm thinking about, or to let me know that I am on the right path. Sometimes it'll come in the form of animals. What we want to do is begin to create a symbolic language with the universe, because this is the language of the universe. So what I mean by that is paying attention to those things that you see and creating some kind of meaning to them, or asking the universe to show you, what does this mean? So another yes symbol for me is a blue jay. When a blue jay crosses my path, especially when I'm thinking about something that's important, or I've just taken an important step, I know that that is a yes from the universe. If you guys like tarot, wands in the tarot are typically yeses for me, especially if you're pulling the Ace of Wands. That's a hell yes, right? So paying attention to those signs and those symbols, those things that have become a yes for you, pennies, dimes, things like that just are that little wink from the universe saying, I've got you, you're on the right path, you're doing a great job. So pay attention to all of those things as you learn how to work with these energies, and as you learn how to tune in and pay attention a little bit more. That's going to help to show you that you are on exactly the right track, and where you've wandered off path, and where you need to make some adjustments. You'll get information on that too. Thank you guys so much. If you guys like this information, I would love to have you join me in my membership at claritybychristy.com. If you join my email listing, I'll put that below. You can get access to the first month for only $222, and it's only $9.99 a month after that. This is for my spiritual wanderers, the people who are going through a spiritual awakening, my students who are wanting to learn all about spirituality and spiritual development, intuition development, metaphysical development, and personal development. I'm also a mental health therapist, so I have a lot of tools in there that are all about helping you to manage stress and to manage your energy field. There are meditations, energy sessions, classes. It's full of tools. It's over 2 years worth of resources, and I'm always adding to it every single month as well. So lots up in there. There's also readings to help you to best navigate the monthly energy, all kinds of stuff. So check that out. Links will be below. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you soon with another video.